what a special teams play by the Eagles. Right up the middle, Rosenberger from 8 yards out. Touchdown, Eagles. Pick to the house. Nelson Williams. He will take this all the way. Block by the Eagles. 4th and goal. Boom! No, sir. He will not get it.
What a great call by Coach Rodriguez.
Great return by Zachary Brooks. Great play by Austin Hill right there, number 5. He got the back.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us tonight. We are live in Nashville, Tennessee, on the campus of Vanderbilt University for this night's matchup, this clash at the Capitol. Your ECS Eagles against the Knoxville Webb Spartans. My name is Clayton Floriani. I'm here tonight with Britton Wilkins beside me. John Ozier will be spotting. We've got a fantastic night for football. Little overcast, which has kept the temperatures down. Expected a little bit of rain. That looks to have passed us by. So, all in all, we've got a fantastic night. Hope everyone enjoyed a nice ride up. For those of you at home that are not able to join us, we're glad you're able to tune in to this YouTube, and we hope to keep this up and running most of the night. We've hopefully worked out some kinks, and we'll just keep our fingers crossed that we can bring that to you. But thank you once again for joining us. Just to recap, last week we had a scrimmage against Fayette Academy. That was a nice test for us just to get some guys in the game, get a little bit of experience, because we knew this week was more of the test that we needed. This Knoxville Webb team is a fantastic ball club, has always been kind of a nuisance to the Eagles. Britton, even for you back in the day, I'm sure you guys had met them several times, but they seem to always meet us in the postseason. I don't know that we've met in the opening game, so.
What is this postseason you speak about?
Well, we're hoping to make the postseason, right?
Back in 1992, we didn't make the postseason.
Oh, you didn't? No postseason, huh?
But thanks for bringing that up. I appreciate the confidence in our team. We played with a lot of heart.
Well, that's what matters. That's what matters. Anyway, without going much further, we do like to thank our sponsors tonight. This pregame show is brought to you by Pediatric Dental Group and Orthodontics, pdgforkids.com. Come visit us there. We'd love to have you. We'd also like to thank Bank 3. Bank 3 has been around for just a few years. Scott House, very involved in the ECS community. We're glad he has come on board.
That's a seasoned group of bankers. They just started that bank a couple of years ago. But yeah.
So graduate of ECS. Glad to have them on board. Also today we got a new sponsor, has been Ortho Memphis, Britton. So thank you for that, connecting us with those guys. Those guys will be up next week, but they had decided to join us as well.
Marty, that is the director of the guys that work with us. Marty was a trainer at the University of Memphis when I was there. So I've known him for a long time, and he did a great job back then. And David Dabbs' crew, they do a nice job for us. So glad to have them on board.
Let's, as we recap the game last week, we had a minute to sit down with Coach Rodriguez right after the game, and he talked a little bit about kind of what he wanted to get out of that game last week and have that carry over into this week. So overall, came out healthy, I guess, and got a lot of guys in, what you wanted. That was the purpose, right?
Yeah, that was really the purpose. We want to see what each kid could do and have a final evaluation before we get ready for the Webb School of Knoxville. So I was really pleased with how our guys competed, their attitude and the effort, how we flew around on defense.
Yeah. Congratulations. We'll see you in Nashville next weekend.
Can't wait. Look forward to it.
Thanks, Coach Rod, for that interview there post-game Fayette Academy. I can't quite pull up the State Farm logo there, so we'll give a shout-out to Sean Wilkins, and we'll get that up for you in just a minute. after the game last week, Joseph Welch was able to sit down with us as well and give us a little recap. Joseph has been out for pretty much a year and a half, and to have him back on the field with some senior leadership has been fantastic. So he had a couple words of insight with us as well. Senior quarterback Joseph Welch. Joseph, first night back in a couple years on the field. Quarterback, just tell me what it was like being out here. I mean, for probably a good year and a half, right?
Yes, sir. It's been about a year and a half. It's truly a blessing to be back out here. And I really want to thank the coaches, the trainers, and thank the Lord for letting me be back out here tonight. I had a great time. I love being back out here with all my friends. It's been a while, so it's fun. Ready for a good senior year.
Looks like everyone had a great night defensively and offensively. I mean, there wasn't much. Well, your starting lineups for your Eagles, we don't know if this is exact. It's kind of going by what we had last week, but we look for Joseph Welch to start the game at quarterback. We do think Jacob Hatcher will come in as well. They may alternate. Just depends on the flow of the game. Joseph is a senior, so you just can't. You got to have a senior quarterback, especially in a big game like this early in the season. So we can't get any feathers ruffled early. Fullback's going to be Allen Bowden, number 27. Allen's tough, had a great preseason. Look for big things from Allen on offense and defense. Running back, we look for Cameron Rosenberger to start the game. He was out last week, probably precautionary more than anything. Then Dawson Williams at wide receiver. Carson Gagnon, number 9, also at receiver. Tight end Austin Hill. Josiah Tinsley will be center. Josh Hartseff at your left guard. Tyler Giles at right guard. Dietrich Pennington, number 70, left tackle. And Cody Ashmore, number 53, at right tackle. A lot of these guys will double up over to the defensive side of the ball. You'll see Dawson Williams at cornerback. Zachary Brooks also at corner. Joseph Welch playing safety with Jacob Epperson, number 17. Outside linebackers, Allen Bowden, who we mentioned, and Austin Hill. Those guys coming over from the offensive side as well. Ethan Saunders, number 6, a junior. This will be his second year to start at that inside linebacker position. He'll be next to Evan Lockhart. Evan's a strong side inside backer, so those guys are pretty good lockdown backers. So they're going to get a lot of action tonight for sure. Dietrich Pennington plays the defensive tackle position. Tyler Giles, number 57. And Josh Hartseff's a tough nose guard, number 54. Gets down low, is going to give him a lot of trouble. Britton, these guys run a wing T offense. Webb, talk a little bit about that. You ran that in high school. What are some things we'll see out of that tonight?
Well, the wing T gives you a lot of options, and was fortunate enough to go to practice one day this week and got to see our scout team running Webb's offense, and there was several plays in there, Clayton, that could give our defense some trouble. Fortunately, as we've said, we mentioned last week, ECS is returning a lot of starters on defense. When I looked at the stats from last year, the top 9 leading tacklers are back. So we returned the top 9 leading tacklers from Chandler Gagnon, Evan, Cameron, Zachary Brooks, Jacob Epperson, Austin Hill, Ethan Saunders, and Tyler Giles, and then Dawson Williams. So those were our top tacklers. So I think our defense this year should help us out because of all that seasoning. But this is an offense that they got to see this week in preparation only, and there's always a short amount of time you have to try to pick up on those different schemes, and you see a lot of misdirection. So you really have to look for those guys sneaking out of the backfield, coming shallow, and coming across the formation. So it's I think this is a great offense. One of the reasons I think they've chosen to run this offense is because they have several key guys with speed. So I think the key for us is going to be to shut down those 3 guys that are super fast for them. So hopefully that's what we'll be able to accomplish tonight, and if we do that, then we'll be in the game. Pause for the prayer.
just had the national anthem there, so your Eagles will get ready to come out tonight. Looks like our captains are making their way here. Alan Bowden, Cameron Rosenberger, and Joseph Welch will be our 3 captains representing your Eagles tonight. Game time temperature probably in the low 80s.
Clayton, we've got a score. The Eagles, Lady Eagles, are up 3-0, 3-0 in the second half against East Hamilton in Chattanooga. So also on the road tonight. I know a lot of our the ECS families are there.
Thank you to our sponsors. Once again, we'd love to get some extra sponsors joining us tonight. If you would contact Cindy Garrison at ECSEagles.com and join us as we try to take this live stream, and we'd like to take this across the board with all sports, but this is a great place to start and nice to have a good following, especially for a big game tonight. Yep, 84 degrees game time. A little bit muggy, but better than the sun.
Feels like 89. So
well, we're waiting on the breeze,
heat
right?
index is 89.
We're waiting on the breeze.
Not a lot of breeze, and I think we're only going to lose during this game about 4 degrees of temperature. So
shoot us a tweet if you have time at ECS live stream. We'll try to get our laptops out or our phones and check those and answer any questions that we can as those come up, mainly that we're still on live.
Captains for tonight: Joseph Welch, number 10, number 27 Alan Bowden, and number 26 Cameron Rosenberger.
Those guys will all go both ways tonight. Welch at quarterback, Bowden at fullback and outside linebacker, and Rosenberger at the tailback position and outside linebacker.
You know, Clayton, this team last year, this ECS Eagles team was 4-7, but when you look at the talent that is coming back, I think that really sets them up for a great year. As I just mentioned, the top 9 leading tacklers are back from the team last year, and then also 2 of the greatest offensive threats, both passing and running, Cameron Rosenberger and Dawson Williams. Cameron rushed for over 800 yards last year. Dawson for almost 1 yard shy of 900 yards receiving last year. So those 2 guys together had almost 1,800 yards of offense.
Fantastic.
Last year. And Cameron rushed for 8 touchdowns out of the 14 rushing touchdowns we had last year. And then Dawson had 8 receiving touchdowns out of the 12. So he was 67% of last year's offensive receiving touchdowns. And then, as I said, Cameron was about 57% of the rushing touchdowns. So a lot of offensive strength back for this Eagle team, and defensively as well.
Well, on the offensive side of the ball, Josh Overton is gone at center. We've got Alex Andre gone at a tackle, and Sumner Darlington at quarterback. That's 3. We've replaced all of those guys. Defense almost the same, probably 2 or 3 guys at most. So we've got the talent. It's just, when are we going to put this together? Is it game 1 tonight, or is it going to be game 4? We're hoping game 1 tonight, because we need that to happen. So we've got the talent. We've got the coaches. Speaking of coaches, we'll kind of run through those. Coach Jonas Rodriguez, your head coach and athletic director. A homecoming for him, Britton, being from the area, having played high school ball at Montgomery Bell Academy, then on to Yale. He came back and coached the NBA and also at Innsworth, so he will definitely have some friends and family in the stands tonight. So we're excited for him. I know it's a big night for him to come home.
Well, in Nashville, those 2 schools are 2 phenomenal football programs, great storied histories, and him participating in both of those programs, NBA as a player and as a coach, and then Innsworth as a coach, playing for Coach Bowden is one of the best coaches in the history of the state of Tennessee. So he's got a great coaching pedigree. And then you really could tell last year the schemes, in particular, I remember the Lausanne game where we were clearly outmatched. And it's the first time I remember looking at the schemes that Coach Rodriguez had put in and I realized just how good he was. Because in that first half, we held that Lausanne team, if I remember correctly, to 7 points, which Eric Gray, if I'm not mistaken, was Mr. Football and is going on to, is it Ohio State?
Michigan.
Michigan. So
Committed to Michigan.
Oh, the Michiganders are not going to be happy about that statement. But a phenomenal team. And so the scheme he put in, I just remember that game last year where they crashed 2 gaps, basically shut down the running game for the whole first half. And what ended up happening was we just didn't have enough depth to go the distance.
That's right.
But the scheme was right. And so Coach has done a great job with this team too. You know, they're being at practice very upbeat. The attitude is really positive. I just think, you know, a lot of these guys, as we said, have played together last year, so they have some experience. They had a year of putting the offense and defense in. So I'm excited to see what happens tonight.
Chandler Karn will be kicking deep for the Eagles. Here we go, kicking off the 2018 season. Nice kick by Karin. Nice play by the Eagles, wrapping him up around the 17-yard line. Looked like Matthew McMeans may be in on that tackle. Jarrett Smith, number 23.
That was quality coverage on the kickoff team. What you noticed was that if you could see that everybody held their lane, and that is what is always key on a kickoff, is to make sure everybody holds their lane. It's really tempting when you see the runner to want to adjust and make a beeline for him. But if you have contain, you got to stay there. Everybody's got to hold their lane, and they did a great job at that. And so a really short return for Webb.
Quick little end around, little jet sweep. He'll get some blocking, light of speed. Boy, we may not catch him. Lost contain. It's going to go all the way.
That's going to be a touchdown.
First play from scrimmage, number 5, Jahil Jefferson.
Well, we talked about speed. One of the keys of this game was to shut down their speed. And if you get a guy that's really fast, if he makes it around the end, if we're not able to keep contained, then it's going to be a long night.
Yeah, a lot of speed. We know that. Jet sweep around the corner. That's all right. That's all right. I don't mind that. I'd rather that now, get it out of the way. Let the coaches kind of holler at us a little bit and knock the rust off.
Well, one of the things that's difficult when you're transitioning from practice to a game, and that's why last week's scrimmage was helpful, but the speed when you're playing starter versus starter, when you've got a group of typically seniors and some juniors out there versus oftentimes the scout team has a lot of 9th graders and 10th graders. So you're talking about 3 years worth of maturity in high school, which is a big difference. And it shows up in speed. It shows up in just the strength of those players. And so it's hard to prepare for the speed of play that you're going to have when you're practicing it. And actually, Coach Rodriguez talked about that this week. I was watching one particular play, and of course the scout team's doing the best they can, but they made the run, and Coach hollered out, "It's going to happen a lot faster than that, guys." And so we just saw an example of that. It happened a lot faster than that. So it's really hard to prepare for that. You know, every team faces that, but when you're playing teams that in particular have several really fast guys, that's the difference partly between high school and college. You know, in high school, a few key players can make a huge difference, whereas when you get to college, there's a lot more parity, and those big plays you don't see as much.
Well, all week we're coaching. Let's keep contained, and let's watch their speed. Well, real quick, if you don't come out on every play ready to play, you'll lose contain, and the speed will kill you. Dawson Williams will return that at the 15. Got a nice little lane, nice move. He'll break to the outside. Fantastic return by Dawson Williams up to the 39-yard line. That's a great way to answer, Britton.
Well, it looked like, if I saw Austin Hill, I believe was the player. You saw a player in the frame, if you could see it from the distance, throw his arms up in the air. And what happened was he was about to clip somebody because positionally, so he threw his arms up in the air and got his body in between the runner and the defender, which is a great block. It's a perfect block. Instead of getting that called back for 15 yards, he made a great block, and we picked up another 15 yards on the return.
Definitely. Joseph Welch will be under center tonight. Cameron Rosenberger, your tailback. Williams and Epperson split wide left. We're going to go right to Rosenberger right out of the gate. Pick up around 5 yards. That'll bring up second down and probably a long 6. We'll call that second down and 5. On our screen at home, you'll notice we don't have the down and distance, but we will keep you updated as often as we can. Second down and 5. Williams split to the bottom of the field. Epperson up top. Rosenberger at tailback once again. Once again, same play right off the left tackle. Right behind Dietrich Pennington. That'll be a first down for your Eagles.
I'll tell you where, if the Eagles are successful in doing that all night, one of the key things they're going to do is keep Webb off the field, which if you can grind them down with the run game, then you limit that big play ability that they have. You know, and the big play ability, Clayton, it's not just Webb that has that. Coach Rodriguez talked about it. One of the key differences between this year and last year was he had several guys he thought this year could make the big play.
That's right. Jalen Greenwood now at tailback. We'll hand off a little stretch play off the right. Not much going there off that right side. He may get back to the line of scrimmage. Number 24, Jalen Greenwood, first time in the game tonight.
That's good defense on Webb. You saw how versus when we ran it, you know, they were able to block and conceal really that end. When they went wide, their blocker was able to seal that, one of their lead blockers. In this case, Webb came up and we were not able to get outside.
That's right.
If Jalen Greenwood gets outside around the end, he's going to be dangerous.
Once again, Greenwood in the backfield, single set. He's got some room. Nice speed. Gets around the corner. He'll pick up probably 7 or 8 yards. You saw the speed right there.
Well, one more downfield block, which last week Dawson Williams made 2 in particular key downfield blocks. One of them led to a touchdown. The other one, if I remember correctly, was just another long, really long play. So with a guy like Jalen, another block downfield, Jalen has phenomenal speed. He missed part of the early practice because he was at the AAU National Track Meet. So that's the kind of speed that he brings. First time on this team, so still learning, obviously, the schemes, but he's going to add a great offensive threat for the Eagles this year.
First time tonight, Allen Bowden, your fullback. Nice block on the end. Rosenberger once again.
First down.
First down, Eagles. Written back to the last play. Coach Rodriguez has to be happy with a second and 10, that last play, and to pick up 8 yards on a second down, which means we don't have to put the ball in the air. We can keep grinding it out, which is what we want to do tonight, establish the run.
The run is effectively being established right now. We'll see if it holds up. I like how we're taking a little time in the huddle.
Dietrich Pennington and Josh Hartself kind of anchor that left side of the line. We've run several times on that side. Bowden will open in the flats.
Well covered.
Well covered. Nice play. Nice throw and catch, though. I love the play call. I love giving Welch the opportunity to get that ball out there.
That was Elijah Howard on defending for Webb on that play.
Second down and 7. Preston Daniel enters the game as the tight end. We may go 2 tight in this situation. That's exactly what we've got. Austin Hill off the line. Motion left, Williams. Nice little pitch. Almost the first down.
Maybe a yard and a half short, probably, depending on this spot. A yard and a half, maybe 2 yards short. The one thing that's different this year for the Eagles versus last year, if Dawson Williams was not involved in the offense, we were not going to be competitive. This year, there's, as we mentioned, there's several other key players there, Jalen Greenwood being one of them. We'll probably see that play a few more times tonight as well. Rosenberger offset.
behind the shotgun of Joseph Welch. Gagnon down at the bottom of your screen. Little broken play. Wide open, Dawson Williams down to the 3-yard line. What a pass, Joseph Welch. Great timing.
Well, Dawson Williams involved in the offense.
Something broke down on this side, I think.
Oh,
now,
there's a flag on the play. We're going to have probably a procedure. We had a man in motion who stopped. They're going to bring it back.
Actually, they're going to, yep, you're right, Britton. They're going to bring that back.
Not exactly sure what happened. We had a man in motion, and he stopped about halfway. There was something, either he moved too soon, maybe he wasn't set long enough. I'm not sure. Well, the good thing about this is, so we've established the run, and now we've effectively had a great pass play. So we wouldn't say we haven't established the pass yet.
Well, what I like is giving Joseph Welch the confidence coming out here to.
Well, a play like that, I can tell you what's going to happen. A play like that makes a defensive back think twice before he comes up on the run. When we're running play action, that's going to freeze them.
Handoff once again to Rosenberger. He'll pick up around 4 or 5 yards. That's going to leave a 4th and 4. I expect Coach Rod to go for this. I don't know why he would punt. He might bring in the field goal. Nope, he's going to bring in his heavy package. Allen Bowden at fullback, bringing big Austin Hill. Going to bring in Josh Kroll as well, number 90.
Quick to the line. Boy,
Williams, he split wide. I look for that same post. Quick, though. Let's get it to him quick. Nope.
No, he lost his footing. He's going to be short.
Doesn't look like we're going to get that first down.
Boy, tough penalty. Penalty effectively wipes out a touchdown.
It did. We're down to the 3-yard line.
You got to think you can get 3 yards.
Still early.
5:20
5:20 to go in this first quarter. Turn the ball over to Webb. I love the way we looked on offense. I think Coach Rod had a great plan that first drive. Mixing the run with the pass. Definitely we'll be able to get some good pushes on the line of scrimmage.
Well, those first 5 offensive plays really were just hammering the ball in each play almost, picking up 4 or 5 yards. That wide run, this time they went wide to the left. Great defense by the Eagles. Jacob Epperson on the tackle. That's what the defense is supposed to look like. They effectively run the same play they just ran. Instead of the first time they went wide to the right, to the bottom of your screen for a touchdown, this time they ran it for about half of a yard. So very well defended by the Eagles. Great job stringing that play out. You know, the more you can string that play out, the more time you give to your linebackers, your secondary guys, your linebackers, your safety, cornerbacks to get to the ball. Great stuff, defensive line. There's a host of Eagles on that. Well, that's great. 2 plays, pick up about 3 yards. This Eagle defense showing a lot of character. Coming back after that demoralizing first play touchdown. That's always demoralizing. It doesn't happen very often. That's legal procedure. This one's going to come back. But we're probably going to decline that. It'll be 4th down. They had 2 men moving at the same time in the backfield. You could see that coming. 2 guys shifting. I think Coach Rodriguez will decline that. It'll be 4th down.
Illegal procedure against Webb. That'll back him up 5 yards.
I didn't know you couldn't decline that. They didn't blow the play dead.
Okay. Usually they do. Offense, they usually keep it running.
Well, I think there's some confusion here among the officials. Yeah, they just figured it out. Okay. I wasn't sure what was happening. I thought I understood at least some of the game of football, but that's 4th down. They're going to bring on their punt team.
Great stand by the Eagles. Dawson Williams will be deep for your Eagles on this return.
10 seconds on the play clock. Webb's got one player split wide on the top of the screen. Short punt with an eagle hop to the sideline.
Your Eagles will take over with 3 minutes and 15 seconds officially on the clock on the 38-yard line.
Great stand by the Eagles.
Absolutely.
Especially after having almost a touchdown called back with a penalty. That's a lot of character that defense just showed.
Our coaches on that defense, Trey Adams, your linebacker coach. We've got Scott Vogel as secondary coach. Ben Todd is your defensive line coach. So great job of coaching on those guys' parts as well. Thanks to Nathan Marock, our engineer tonight, Chris Cochran on the camera, and John Ozier as our statistician. Once again, we've got Bowden and Rosenberger in the backfield. Jacob Hatcher in at quarterback. It's looking deep. Dawson Williams in double coverage, but he is open.
Wide open.
What fantastic play.
What a play.
Wow.
Great play call. Long pass. The play action confused them. You know, after you establish the run, that's what happens. Establish the run. They got to stay in there on the play action. Simple drop back, and what a great arm.
I'm not good in math, but that's over 50 yards in the air. And that got you off your seat if you're at home tonight for sure. Well, what a great play. First out of the box for Jacob Hatcher, transfer this year from West Memphis. We're obviously excited to have him on our team tonight and this year, and his family with the Eagles.
We asked Coach Rodriguez last week, who was he going to start on quarterback, and he said that's a great question. So the good news is he's got several people he can go to.
First and goal, Bowden and Rosenberger. Rosenberger right behind Josh Hartself. Won't get much yardage on that call.
That was well played by Grissom Anderson from Webb.
We're going to bring in Jalen Greenwood now for Rosenberger. We may try to stretch this to the outside just a bit.
You could see a wide sweep to the top of the screen there.
I would love to get some good blocks, some good down blocks on that right side and just give him a tall sweep. Bowden split left.
Good penetration.
Greenwood breaks a couple of tackles, gets down to the 5-yard line. To bring up 3rd down and 6.
The Lady Eagles soccer team with 11 minutes left in the game are up 5-0 against East Hamilton, again in Chattanooga. So great job, Lady Eagles.
Hatcher, your quarterback. Bowden and Greenwood in the backfield. Twins right. Run a little bootleg. Not quite enough speed to get out of that blitzing linebacker.
Oh, we've got a flag down on the play. Not exactly sure.
If that stands, that'll be a loss of 15.
It's going to be against the Eagles, this penalty.
May have had some trouble lining up on the top of the screen on the right side.
If so, that'll obviously be declined.
The flag is illegal procedure against ECS. That penalty will be declined.
Still 3rd down. Actually, we'll bring up 4th down. Chandler Karn will come in.
Well, Chandler Karn's had a great offseason. You talked about it last week. The officials blowing their whistle, going to confer about something, not exactly sure what.
This will be a 35-yard attempt by Karn.
So these uprights are a little tighter than what he's used to.
I didn't think about that, but you're
Is
right.
that right? Isn't that right?
On the hold from Joseph Welch. Up.
No
good. Couldn't tell from our vantage point.
I don't know the distance of the high school uprights, but they're a little wider than college. They get narrower with every level. So, you know, I'm going to guess at home that would have been a field goal.
From here it looked good, so he must not have missed by much. He must, I guess, to the right. I could not tell.
Boy, once again, great advancement of the ball down the field, only to come up short right on the goal line. The last time with a penalty, and this time with a deep sack.
We'll hand off on the left edge.
Great pursuit.
He'll pick up only about 2 yards on that play.
Tackled by the Eagles,
Cameron Rosenberger up from that outside linebacker position.
I spent a little time this week at practice with Trey Adams, being a linebacker myself, former linebacker. But Trey coaching the linebackers and just was curious to see how he was coaching them. And I've got to tell you, I really enjoyed spending a little time with him. I like the way he coaches, very positive. Actually remind me a lot of how Norvell coaches in practice with really, quick speed, let's get it done, constant correction, but also constant encouragement, very sound fundamentals. And one of the things he talked about was if we'll just stand the man up, always know where your help is coming from. And so we just saw it on that play that they stood him up and gave time for those guys that are pursuing to catch up.
That's right.
Versus if you go in and kamikaze, try to take a guy out, it's a high-risk play. It's much sounder football fundamentally to go in and meet him at the line. Don't go for a kill shot. Meet him at the line, give some time for the rest of the guys to get there, and that's exactly what just happened.
That's right. You've got to know your gap and have gap control. Play out of that, try to do too much, and eventually you will get burned. Cody Ashmore came up on that outside edge there at that defensive tackle position to help out as well with Rosenberger. So that's the end of the first quarter. Webb up 7-0 on the Eagles. Once again, thank you to our sponsors tonight. Thank you for Bank 3 for joining us all the way here in Nashville. Thank you to Benny James. Darren Wilkes, give him a quarter of play.
A little surprised, Clayton, although we know what happened. We've got a long penalty with brings back a long play, and then we had the one sack. But, they're going deep. He's open.
Touchdown saving tackle by Jacob Epperson. Boy,
About a
just
40-yard gain. Well played. Elijah Howard, the Webb player on that. But this Eagle team last year averaged 20 points per game. So,
excuse me 1 minute while I get the clock up and running.
well defended by the defensive line on that play. I think that was a gain of 0. No gain on the play. Lost maybe 3 or 4, 6 inches. This is a great atmosphere for these players. They're getting to play at a college field, in a college stadium, getting to travel to play. It's a great, fun experience for our team.
Certainly nothing I experienced in high school, so that's a lot of fun. Guard's going to pull, sweep around that right side. Boy, it's a lot of speed.
A lot of speed. Elijah Howard. We've seen him show up on offense and defense.
Jacob Epperson coming up from the safety position on that tackle.
Jacob Epperson had 30 tackles last year. one of those guys I was talking about. We had last year Carson Gagnon with 40 tackles, 3 other guys at 31. It's going to be a first down.
Welch and Peter Nern in on that tackle off the left side by Webb.
Yeah, when you look at this defense, it really is remarkable when you figure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different guys had right at 30, between 29.5 and 31 tackles last year. And then the only one greater than that again was Carson Gagnon with 39.5 or 40 tackles last year. Phenomenal to have that many guys involved in so many plays.
Little jet sweep once again along the right side. Welch having a hard time, just too much speed.
Well blocked. Well blocked by Webb. Very good execution to create just a little bit of a hole.
Got a flag in the backfield, possibly a hold along that right side as he gained, which is maybe why he got so open so quickly.
But thankfully he was pushed out of bounds at about the 16 or 17, so they would have had a long way to go, but I sure do like a 10-yard penalty to bring it all the way back. That's a difference of about 40 yards.
That'll bring up first down and 17.
Sorry, 30 yards, about a 30-yard difference.
Tyler Giles, Josh Hartsuff, and Cody Ashmore anchoring that defensive line right now. Preston Daniel, outside linebacker. Austin Hill. Little misdirection in the backfield, fakes the dive, hits the outside handoff. We call that R58 in high school, Britton. We ran that same offense.
Did R58 work?
Probably would have worked better if I had not been in there, but actually
about?
it did because I handed it off.
All-state
Yeah.
quarterback.
No,
what are you talking about?
They let me hand that ball off.
I'm not going to let you get away with that.
Second down and 13 for the Spartans. Gagnon and Welch are safeties. Brooks at corner. A lot of misdirection.
Another penalty.
2 men in motion, and we're going to pick the ball off.
1 foot down, 1 foot in.
What a great play. Carson Gagnon, fantastic play.
Way to stick with the play by the Eagles.
Man, that was some kind of play. Wow. 2 guys in motion in the backfield, had the wrong play. Quarterback scrambles, obviously gets out of the grab of the Eagles, throws up a prayer. We intercept it, no doubt the Eagles' ball. Let's go, Coach. Let's get a touchdown here.
That flag is a legal procedure against Webb. That penalty will be declined.
First down, Eagles on the 22-yard line.
Eagles ball. First and 10 at the ECS.
Fantastic. That's one takeaway for the Eagles.
The final in Chattanooga, the Lady Eagles versus East Hamilton. The victor, Lady Eagles, up 5-0. So great job, Lady Eagles. Great soccer program for a lot of years.
We're going to go back with Joseph Welch at quarterback. These guys, at least for this first half, are going to be alternating a little bit. First and 10 with 8:13 to go in this second quarter of play. Hand off to Rosenberger off the left side. He'll pick up around 5 yards. We'll take that every time on first down.
Well, it didn't look like he had any running room, and he picked up 5 yards. I thought he might have gained a yard or two. He's a big, strong, physical runner, and that's what a physical runner will get you there, a few extra yards.
He got a nice room to run off of Hartsuff and Asher Morris, number 73, at left tackle. Second down and 5. Greenwood, your lone tailback. Welch under center. Handoff to the left side once again. Penetration. We'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Just not a lot of room for Greenwood so far tonight. Probably a little blown assignment there or a blitz, which ended up being just a great play by Webb. 3rd down and 5. We'll see what Coach Rodriguez dials up. We're going to bring Alan Bowden into the game as tailback, so we'll have 2 backs unless we split him off in a slot position, which we will. Bowden slot left. Greenwood.
Looks like
We had a
gonna be
timeout.
Timeout, Eagles.
Yeah, a little bit of confusion, Britton. Big 3rd down play. We got to get this right.
Oh, just under 7 minutes left in the first half. We really need to put some points on the board. The Eagles need to score. You don't want to go into halftime having not scored.
And having been down within the 5-yard line twice. Now, once was a penalty, it came back, but the other time we were there and took a sack, missed the field goal. The Eagles will be home next week. Big play, 3rd down and 5.
Got Jalen Greenwood back in the backfield.
Bowden up tight. Tucked in behind big Paul Ellis. Option right. Greenwood's going to get the pitch.
Nowhere to go.
Boy, nice play. Nice tackle.
Just nowhere to go. Well defended by Webb.
Roderick Lewis on that tackle, number 11 for Webb. Just great open field tackle.
Well,
I love the play call.
if that offense can give Jalen just a little bit of room. We saw it last week. He broke a long play in the practice game for a touchdown, broke a couple of tackles, and once he got past the safety, once he got in the backfield, really, there was nobody to catch him. The officials have a timeout here. You know, this is the first game for the officials too.
Well defended. Chandler Karn back to punt. Welch the up back.
Well,
nice punt.
Nice punt.
Fair catch by Webb. 33-yard line where they'll take over on offense with 6 minutes to go in this second quarter. Webb still up 7-0. See if our defense can step up once again.
We talked about it in the pregame. For last year, for the Eagles to win, you had to have both Dawson and Cameron in the game, double threat. And as we talked about last year, those guys together combined for over 1,700, almost 1,800 yards. So they're clear offensive threats if we can get them the ball and give them a little bit of room.
1st and 10 on the 33-yard line. Motion left side. They're going to come this way.
That'd be a procedure again. Flag down. False start. John Ozier calls false start.
Ozier has those youthful eyes still. Better than mine. Better than mine.
There's nothing youthful about John Ozier.
Well, his eyes. We know now his eyes are. Going to back him up 5 yards, 1st and 15. We'll definitely take any help we can get.
Well, they've had several penalties tonight. Webb has not been crisp.
Paul Ellis, you're not going to get by Paul Ellis many times on that up right the middle. He just stood his ground and filled that A gap. Ethan Saunders up in to help out as well.
One of the things Coach Rodriguez talked about last week was the improvement in just the physical toughness and just the physicality of the team, having benefited from a year-long weight program. And I think you're seeing that tonight.
2nd down and 13. At wing T backfield, we got a man in motion to the left side.
Pass.
Pass, man in the flat. Boy, second time they've hurt us with that tonight. First time went for a touchdown, first play of the game. First down for Webb. Just don't have anyone picking him up out of the backfield.
A lot of misdirection. Hard for those linebackers to pick up those backs out of the backfield. I tell you, that is a linebacker's nightmare. Back out of the backfield.
Yeah, it's just tough to. With that speed, it's hard for anyone, but especially a linebacker. First down and 10 from the 45-yard line.
The problem as a linebacker, if you get beat, there's not a lot of help in that situation.
Little jet sweep once again. Nice contain. He'll still pick up 5 yards, but.
Boy, that was a way to string that play out. Some good.
Nice
good
play by
coverage
Austin Hill.
on
Austin Hill. Yeah,
that's right.
Fantastic. Just fought through a lot of blocks.
Stay with us for halftime. We're going to interview new head of upper school, Braxton Brady.
And Dean of Students.
And Dean of Students.
So a lot of excitement around ECS this time of year, usually, but even more so this
a
year
lot of
with,
changes
with
this
Braxton
year
Brady.
With
ball
Coach
down.
Brady. Eagles look like
Eagles
the Eagles
jump in.
recovered.
I believe we got it.
First down, Eagles.
Way to go, Eagles. Turnover on downs. That's 2-0. We're winning on the turnover margin.
4:40 left in the first half. Plenty of time.
Jacob Hatcher, number 2, will be in at quarterback. Josh Kroll is going to slip in the game along with Preston Daniel. Going to give Austin Hill a break after that defensive series. Epperson at the bottom of your screen. Dawson Williams, number 4, at the top. Rosenberger, your tailback. Nice handoff right behind Tyler Giles. Gets to the outside.
Boy, great cut.
Great cut. 10-yard, 11-yard gain by Rosenberger.
Great run, good eyes. You know, what I like about that is he slowed it down, waited for his blockers, looked for the holes to open up. He didn't just run right into the back of somebody else.
Well, you just experience of a senior doing that. You know, he's not as fast as others, but he knows where to go, when to
Smart
do
football.
it. That's right. Coach Rod, 4 minutes to go. He would love to kind of milk this clock, take it into halftime, and just slowly march it down the field for a touchdown. Williams, the bottom of the screen. Epperson up top. Rosenberger fakes to Rosenberger. A little bit long, double coverage on Williams. Great play by Hatcher. Didn't have it. Just get rid of the ball.
Well, safety did a good job at Webb, coming over and doubling Dawson on that. Made it tough on Jacob.
Second down and 10. 3:50 to go in this second period of play. Webb up 7-0. Williams out of the game. Zachary Brooks, number 3, checks in. Carson Gagnon at the bottom of your screen. Rosenberger, once again, your tailback. Hatcher under center. Penetration.
Well, great defensive play call. Blitzed right into the backfield. Sometimes that happens.
That'll bring up a passing play. Third and about 12. Lost a couple on that.
Well, Clayton, you mentioned to me earlier about this coach for Webb. Been there for a while.
1985 was his first year. I saw they named the turf after him a few years ago when they put that in. So he's a veteran for one, and obviously a fantastic member of that community.
Key third down here. 3rd and 11.
Brooks Gagnon up top. Nice block by Matthew McMeans. Preston Daniel ran a corner route. Good coverage. Thought we might get it over his head. Not quite.
Good defense by Turley Wall of Webb, number 53.
It's going to bring up 4th down and 12. Chandler Carnes going to enter the game. Not going to try anything crazy here. In fact, Webb won't even put a man deep. I don't see us. Actually, they do put a guy down. Now I don't see us running a fake with 12 to go.
I don't think so. Good short punt. No, it's going to be a touchback. What a great punt.
Fantastic punt. Austin Hill was down right at the goal line trying to flip that back and just could not quite get to it.
A step short. Speaking of great coaches, congratulations to one of the former Eagle coaches, Jim Hines, inducted this year into the Tennessee Hall of Fame. Well-deserved, a man that I played for a long time ago, and John Ozier.
2:48 in the second quarter.
Congratulations to Coach Hines.
Ball on the 20-yard line. They'll see how far they can get with this last drive of the quarter, most likely. We're not going to see that jet sweep again, I can guarantee it. Off the left side, nice move. Nice contain. Peter Nern kind of pushes him to the outside. Nice job by Nern fighting through the block at that cornerback position. Nern's a sophomore. Played some last year as a freshman. Will get considerable time this year.
He's been a solid contributor to this defense even last year.
Good athlete.
Gain of only about 1.
Ethan Saunders, number 6. Evan Lockhart, number 18. Those two middle linebackers. Well, they're getting a healthy dosage of those guards every play. They keep coming back. You just watch those two guys on every play. They're knocking heads.
Oh, look at that. What great play
Austin
right
Hill
there.
off that side linebacker position. What a play, Austin.
Austin stuffed the block. Blocker came up, and he said, I'm not having it. Shed the blocker. Great technique. That's one of the drills that actually Trey Adams ran last week, was how to shed that blocker. And that's what it's supposed to look like.
Austin's a junior, fantastic player last year, even better this year, bigger and faster. Carson Gagnon, number 9, checking in for Joseph Welch.
Key third down, Clayton with the ball on the 20-yard line. Sure would like to get this ball back here with great field position with
3rd
2
and
minutes
10,
left.
most likely something out of the backfield. Little backside.
Going deep.
Right down the seam, pick that ball off. Boy, what a great play. Carson Gagnon right there just could not come down with it. I thought he was going to have his second interception of the night.
Well, it was well covered.
We were there.
Well covered. He was right on it.
Right on the money. Just got to make that play.
It's hard when you're having to turn back against your body. That's a tough position to put your body in and try to pull it all together. That play, that defensive play is a lot harder than it looks.
Paul Ellis checking into the game. Josh Hartsuff make his way out, along with Cody Ashmore. Tyler Giles slip back in. Big Dietrich Pennington on that right defensive tackle. Motion once again.
Going wide again.
Boy, Austin
Great
Hill.
penetration,
Wow.
Austin.
Carson Gagnon, he'll lose one on the play, push him out of bounds. That'll stop the clock.
That's great to see that the Eagles can shut that play down, because if they don't shut that play down, it's going to be a long night.
Yeah, you got to get help from the safety position, which Gagnon came up and gave us, but Austin Hill made that play, just kept stringing and stringing it out, did not lose his contain, did not get hooked. Second down and 11, 1:10 to go in the second quarter.
10 seconds on the play clock.
Motion, toss, sweep. Once again, Hill coming up.
Austin Hill.
Dawson Williams, he'll lose
Great help.
probably a yard again. That'll keep him in bounds.
Jacob Epperson made the tackle, but after Austin held him up, Dawson. Timeout Webb.
Britton.
Once again, Clayton, that's what that defense is supposed to look like.
That's right. This timeout, we can break down this half really quick. I think 7-0 to 7-0 to be down. I'm pleased with that. Now, knowing we had 2 turnovers, we were down within the 5-yard line twice and have 0 points. That's where you kind of cringe a little bit, because we could be up in this game. But with that said, they've had some long plays as well. First play of the game, that's it. That's the only thing they've hurt us on.
First play of the game, 80 yards.
We've hung in there. Definitely will go in and make some corrections, as will they, I'm sure. But I'm interested to see how we come back out second half, we will have the ball to start the second half.
Well, the other thing, too, is Webb has really helped the Eagles with penalties. A lot of procedure. You got to think they're going to clean that up and come back out the second half. So it's going to be important for the Eagles to be able to finish and execute, because
that's right.
Webb has handed a lot of yardage to the Eagles because of penalties.
It'll be 3rd and long, probably 11. Going to put it in the air once more. Seam route right in the middle. Quarterback's going to try to make some room. Looks like he might have the first down on the run. Allen Bowden in to make the tackle. Probably would have picked up several more. That will bring up a first down. Clock is running. They've got a couple timeouts left. We would hate to give them 3. Obviously 7, but even 3 at this point in the game.
A lot of shifting and a lot of motion out of Webb.
Little trap right up the middle. He'll pick up around 4 yards. Wing T runs a lot of traps.
Well, that was a really small hole he made in there. Made it through that hole, and it really was defended pretty well, but you just need just a little bitty gap.
Timeout Webb, 2nd down and 4, 20 seconds to go.
Congratulations again to the Lady Eagles soccer team for that victory 5-0 in Chattanooga tonight. It'd be a lot more fun on the ride home tonight or tomorrow after a victory. Tonight, it makes a lot shorter return.
Absolutely. We'd be more prone to try this again next year to come on with a W. Coach Vogel, Coach Adams talking it over with the defense, going to try to tighten up with 20 seconds to go in the game.
We can talk about this at halftime, but Coach Rodriguez has done a phenomenal job putting together the staff. Several new coaches this year. Really done a nice job.
Turn around. Just out of his reach.
Number 1, Elijah Howard for them, that was the intended receiver on that play, we've seen all night long.
Well, and there's Austin Hill, number 5. I tell you what, that was good coverage running with him along the sidelines. Gagnon came over for a little extra help as well. .13 seconds to go. 3rd down and 4.
Got to be a pass.
Reverse.
Oh, double.
Inside reverse.
Oh, great defense. Was that Austin Hill that stood him up there?
Went right around that end.
Well, I like Austin stayed home, which is what saved that touchdown.
He did.
If Austin gets sucked in by the fake, that's 6. We have a timeout.
Well, it's just tough. We've had right now our defense has been on the field so much. It's still probably 85 degrees, pretty muggy. These guys are just tired. Maybe we can work through that tiredness, get into halftime, and come back up. 5 seconds to go in the game. Excuse me, in the half. Let's go, defense. Tighten up. Trey Adams down, barking a few signals to the linebackers. Scott Vogel talking to the secondary. Definitely going to, if they try to throw something deep, they throw mostly to the corners, although they had that one long seam route down the middle that Gagnon almost picked off. Looks like they're going to settle for 3.
Good snap, good hold. Field goal's good.
Up and good. 10-0 Webb. We'll take that to the half. Very pleased with the first half by the Eagles, although not up on the scoreboard. We'll go in and make a few adjustments. Rest up, get some fluids in us. Come back out for a second half.
So
Nice. Go ahead, Britton.
Going in 10-0, let's talk about the positives and the things that the Eagles need to work on. On the positive side, seen strung together several long drives, both utilizing the run and the pass. So effectively moved the ball against them. So the Eagles have effectively moved the ball against Webb successfully.
That's right.
So you know it can be done. We're able to stop them several times, especially on the run, and as we progressed, have stopped that long wide play, which hurt really the first play of the game.
That's right.
So first play of the game, touchdown, for the rest of the half, held them to 3 points. So you've got one play that gives you 7 points, 6 points. Otherwise, it's 3-0 right now, and their credit for executing that play really well. But so as a positive, the defense has been able to string that play out. Good contain, good recovery. Also didn't fall for the fake right here. One of the things I think we are going to see that we haven't seen yet is that throwback. A lot of motion to one side or the other with a throwback, with a back coming across shallow. But I saw that Coach Rodriguez put that in and had the scout team run that. So that play is really hard to defend. I don't recall seeing that in the first half. So that's one of the weapons they still have. So I think it's still going to be a really tough game. It's a good Webb team, a lot of speed threat, but the good takeaway on defense, on offense, been able to move the ball, and defensively been able to hold them.
I think no doubt. Well, we're going to need to put the ball in the air, go other than Williams. He's had most of the attempts tonight, so go somewhere besides him. I'd like to see Greenwood break loose tonight as well. So that's kind of what I see as what we need to do to make this happen. Real quick, thank you to our sponsors: Pediatric Dental Group, Sean Wilkins State Farm Insurance Agency, Bank 3, also Benny James, and also Ortho Memphis. Thank you to our sponsors. We're going to go down to Braxton. Brady's going to be right with us 1 second to join us for our halftime.
All right, Braxton, good to have you with us.
Good to be here.
I like this camera work, trying to make it more interesting.
There's no better side for me. Trust me. Just
think
focus on
great.
you.
I think
Thanks. I appreciate
Carrie
that.
would argue she would challenge that statement.
She might.
So I hope she would.
I hope. After
I hope
21 years of marriage, I hope she would.
I think she would. So a lot of excitement at school. Let's talk about that.
Absolutely.
You're not new to ECS.
Right.
Certainly you've been a parent.
Right.
Preston graduated from ECS.
Yep.
Bennett already there now. Emma Sanders has come this year as well.
Right.
But being very familiar with the ECS community and culture, and you having been an educator, a Bible teacher, running the program at PDS, the discipleship program, Building Boys Making Men, and then also being a seminary graduate as well.
Mm-hmm.
really glad to have you.
Yeah, I'm glad to be there.
But you being familiar with ECS and education, just tell us about a couple of things that you're excited about, a couple of things maybe that are new or different. Obviously, with new people comes change, and sometimes that's hard to take, but a lot of times it brings a lot of new, exciting things.
Yeah, well, I would say that there's no better time to be an ECS Eagle, that's for sure. I don't think there's any time in school history that there's been more excitement, and I think we're headed in the right direction, and I think it's this is a dream job for me. I would have not left my previous employer for any other place other than ECS. So I want everybody listening to understand this means the world to me. It really is a dream job. And so one of the first things, I've only been there a few months, but one of the first things I did was I went to the students and I asked them, what do you want to change? What do you like? What do you not like?
That's a novel idea.
Yeah, it is a novel idea. And so
in part, those are your constituents. The parents are paying. But,
that's right. That's right. But I've got to be around the guys and girls every day. And so I asked them, and they talked about some specific things and maybe some irritants that they possibly had. And so
surely not.
No, not that they. No, it was perfect. It was perfect.
Okay.
I didn't need to change anything. And so we started with the dress code, and we renamed it Appearance Standards. So high school students can wear tennis shoes now. I was amazed at how much street cred I got over one simple decision.
Shoes are a big deal.
Shoes are a big deal.
I'm not exactly sure why, but
well, I've got to step up my shoe game.
Stan Smith and Chuck Taylor's.
They're coming back though. A lot of Chucks.
Stan Smiths are back.
Yeah, Stan Smiths are back. I saw a lot of Cardinal Chuck Taylors as well. So it's very impressive. The shoe award goes to William Bowen today though. High top Air Force gold, high top Air Force Ones today. So he stepped his game up pretty solid today for the big game.
Quality shoe game.
Yeah, but then we just decided that I want these kids. They're our best salesmen and saleswomen too. We want them to go to their soccer teams or their competitive baseball teams or out in their community with their friends. We want them to say, "Man, ECS is a great place." And so we started with them, and then me coming in, the mission of the school, Christ-centered, biblically directed, is where my heart is. And so I wanted to try and start in the high school of putting in a program where we are intentional about discipleship. And so every high school student will be in a small group with a mentor, with a either male or female teacher. These are grade-specific and gender-specific groups, and they're going to meet 2 times a week. And we're going to go through a curriculum that I've written the first 6 months of it already, and so I'm really excited about that. But depth of relationship and building community, it's really, really exciting to me. So that's where we started, and just having a presence and being excited about being there. And I want our guys and girls to understand, man, living out the gospel on a daily basis can be fun. It can be exciting. And so I think they're a little thrown off that I'm a little too excited at 7 o'clock in the morning, but they've gotten used to it so far. But we're headed in the right direction.
So not as important.
Yeah.
But because not to minimize what you just said is really exciting. As a parent, I'm excited about that.
Sure.
We've had discipleship's been going on at ECS for years, but to create it and make it a little more formal.
Right.
I mean, it happened to me. I was discipled by one of my coaches when I was there, who I'm still great friends with, David Barham, man that I loved. So, I mean, it's been going on for years. Teachers have been investing in kids' lives for years, and that's consistent with our mission. But it's exciting that you have created a little bit of a little more formal program.
There's
so
a
now it's going to be a little far-reaching.
Right, and it's intentional in the fact that we are thinking with the end in mind. That's what we want. When they leave us and head off into college, what do we want them to know? What do we want them to be? What do we want them to say? What do we want them to be able to defend their faith? All of those things are going to be a part of what we're doing. We're in a battle with the culture in manhood and womanhood. So we've got to give our kids a clear picture of what it means to be a godly man, a clear picture of what it means to be a godly woman, and how that fleshes out on a daily basis. We've got to do that. We're going to do that.
Well, and as you mentioned, every teacher is going to be involved in that.
Right.
And that's what's crucial, and that's what's exciting. I mean, these teachers made a huge difference in my life.
Absolutely.
I can think of specific men. I just mentioned Coach Hines being inducted into the football, the Tennessee Hall of Fame.
Yes.
I mentioned Dave Barham, but I could go on with a number. But that's what obviously makes this plan that you've put in work is these teachers. And I've been on campus for a couple of meetings or things and gotten to see the teachers. And I'm seeing phenomenal teachers, been there in the trenches. I really appreciate the work that they do. And I have seen a great excitement. There has been a lot of change.
Right.
Let's just be honest. There been a lot of change.
That's
change is hard. And I think they have adapted really well. And and everyone is I think moving forward and trying to accomplish the mission. And so it's exciting for me just to see how engaged and involved these teachers are, and that it's because of them that you're even going to be able to put this into place.
I will say this from day one, from me being there this summer, meeting and interviewing most of our teachers, but from the first faculty meeting that we had a week and a half ago, they have been all in. We have got a great group of men and women who love Jesus more than they love anything else. And for me, that's the first thing I'm going to do when hiring people. And they have been all in. And we've got a bunch of new teachers. There have been some change. Some people have left for a variety of reasons. The new teachers we've got, I'm really, really excited about it. But more importantly, our teachers that were already there have embraced them fully.
Wow,
and that's a gospel response. And it excites me just to be around those men and women. It's a great group. We've got a great staff.
Phenomenal character, because change is hard, and
it is.
People are involved in change. So it's just hard, and there's people that leave that we wish they wouldn't, and we're going to miss, and we're going to wish them well, but that does bring in a new season, a new opportunity, and new people, and so a lot of new families this year as well.
Yes,
exciting.
Which we're very grateful for. Absolutely.
So really exciting. So. One more thing, again, not as important,
right?
That I heard a little rumor about, something that maybe the kids went, in particular one grade, went kind of crazy about.
Yes.
So what does anything come to mind when I say that?
Yes. Well, I'm gonna have to say that I was not as forthright as I should have been all summer long, because the number one priority for the seniors was to have a senior lounge. That has never been. There's never been one on campus in the history of the school, as far as I know. I know there's some maybe not official senior lounges,
some senior hangouts.
Yeah, exactly. But there's never been an official senior lounge, and so the day I got hired, I asked one of our English teachers to move his room so that I could take over a room. And we kept it secret for 2 months.
I knew nothing about this, and we've had a lot of conversations.
I didn't tell the teachers either.
I knew nothing about it.
And the very first day of school, this particular English teacher FaceTimed into a room with me and all the seniors and said he was lost and couldn't find his room. And he walked by his old room, and I said, "That's not your room anymore. That's the senior lounge." And I think I sent you the video.
I've seen the video
of a standing ovation very, very quickly. And so we wanted to give them a place, but more importantly for the seniors, I want to call them up to leadership, because they're about to leave us. They need to lead the school. The freshmen need to understand what it means to be a senior. And I told them, I said, listen, most situations at school you can take care of. If a freshman has his shirt tail untucked, you can tell him to tuck it in. I said, you take care of it or I'll take care of it. And they really don't want me to take care of it. So we're going to call them up to be leaders. They deserve that opportunity. And so I'm really, really excited. And you can get on the ECS page and see their excitement to that. It was very fun. Yeah, it was very fun.
Is it a video or just?
Yeah, it's
photos?
a video.
Oh, great.
Yeah, about the transformation. I had three moms. Catherine Nafee taking the lead role. I could not be more grateful for her, and I made them sign confidentiality agreements before they started, and they did a really, really good job. And so it's great. It's a great place, great hangout. They're using it, and anything we can do to make our student experience better, we're gonna try to do it.
Well, I'm hearing great things, so really glad you're here, and really thankful for our teachers and what they do every day.
Yeah.
And it goes farther than teachers too. There's support staff. I mean, but being on campus the last couple weeks, it's been really exciting.
Yeah.
And you can just tell there's a great vibe, and it may feel like that every year, but I don't know, for some reason this year it just feels extra special. So I'm very grateful.
It really does. And I will say this, I've been an ECS dad of a graduate who plays college football. I have a 9th grade son down on the sidelines, but as the head of the upper school, I don't know that I've been more nervous than just sitting in the stands for a football game. I almost want to sit by myself. I'm so invested in our guys. I just want to see them do so well. I've been rattled all day long.
Well, thanks for making the trip.
Absolutely.
Glad that you're here. Obviously, as you said, you've got one out there, but glad that you're here. Appreciate what you're doing, your leadership,
and thank you guys. Thank you guys for doing this. It's a great thing.
I'm doing this because of Clayton. So
aren't we all?
Aren't
we all?
That's right. That's right. All right. So we'll say thanks to our sponsors again. We'll roll through. Pediatric Dental Group. There's a one. Clayton Floriani, one of the dentists there. So congratulations, Clayton, for getting the job. Tough job to get, but the for getting the play-by-play job. I know this is a tough interview, a series of interviews, callbacks, and for you to land this play-by-play job. So congratulations to you and how you represent Pediatric Dental Group. So. Great group of seasoned bankers that got together and started a new bank. Also, Benny James, Darren Wilkes, we've talked about. Been over to do some appliance repair as well. It does plumbing work. I'd like to say thanks to the Stiles Law Firm, ECS graduate, new with us, so grateful for them. And Sean Wilkins, State Farm. I'm kind of partial to that particular State Farm agency, be it senior or junior. So thanks to all of our sponsors. Again, if you want to sponsor, reach out to Cindy Garrison and let her know of your interest. Also, we have our new ortho sponsors.
Ortho Memphis came on board actually today, so we'll get their information up. But thanks to those guys for joining us. David Dabbs and Jen Dorman on our trainers on our team that are just invaluable tonight. Especially, we get a couple of guys that get hurt. I saw him walk into the locker room. Jared Smith looked like he had a little arm sling. He's always had a little bit of shoulder trouble, so hopefully that's not too bad. But they're certainly getting a lot of fluids into our players. It's just a muggy night. I tell you, there was a breeze early, and we thought that might kind of push through, maybe even some weather, but it has just become stagnant. The flags are just hanging straight down, not a breeze and we're almost at the very top. You can kind of tell from our camera angle. But definitely the guys going both ways, which is quite a few, got worn down just because Webb had the ball so much. Our defense just could not get off the field.
Well, and it's tough early in the season. You just can't prepare for this.
That's right.
In practice, the intensity, the speed of the plays, the amount of effort you're exerting. You try to practice at full speed, but there's no way to do it like you do it in a game.
That's right. Well, in college, it's, hey, the defense didn't get off the field, the offense didn't get off the field. Well, with us, it doesn't really matter because once the defense is off the field, our guys are going back in both ways on offense. Guys. That's right. And those are our best players, so they got worn down at the end. They slipped that last extra field goal in on us that I hate we gave that up. We probably bent a little too much on that and cost us 3. But all that is done. We're going to enter the second half of play here. 1:34 to go left in the halftime. Your Eagles down 10-0. Thanks again to Nathan Marock, Chris Cochran, and John Ozier. Assistant coaches Trey Adams. I haven't mentioned or haven't talked about Hardy Buck. This is Hardy's first year with us, Alabama graduate and football player. Been a graduate assistant around the country at a few stops. We're glad to have him. Glad to have his whole family, wife Rachel and little son Smith. Welcome them to the ECS community. Ben Todd, back at ECS, a graduate, and now back as defensive line coach, also a 7th grade Bible teacher, excuse me. Scott Vogel, defensive back coach. Steve Williford, your offensive line coach. Coach Williford back for maybe his second stint.
The third stint.
Yeah,
this is the third stint. Coach Williford. What a great hire by Coach Rodriguez. Coach Williford's been coaching, one of the best coaches in the city. Very well respected. Great man. Glad to see him back in an Eagle coaching shirt on the sideline. Just credit to Coach Rodriguez for putting together a great staff. I think it speaks really well of his leadership and that some of these really seasoned coaches that have been around, very well respected, good guys, been at quality programs. Some of our best competitors would want to come and coach at ECS and coach for him. I think it speaks well of the great football tradition at ECS and the school, the fans, really the mission. So I appreciate these men investing in our student athletes. You learn so much about life through athletics, really all the extracurricular, co-curricular activities.
ECS is going to start this second half of play.
It's going to be through the end zone for a touchback. Not a lot of height on that ball, but he got the job done for Knoxville Webb. Glad to have the ball coming out for the second half. Down 10-0. This is exactly what Coach Rodriguez wanted, to have the ball back.
Alan Bowden on the reception.
About 12 yards.
On the carry, excuse me.
We had some YouTube technical difficulties. Apologize for that. If you couldn't see that play, it was a nice play by Alan Bowden. Good run. About 12 yards.
That's the first run up the middle by the fullback.
Well blocked. Well, what's great about that is you've got to, if you give the fullback the ball some, you've got to honor the fullback and not just treat him like a blocker.
Welch is going to pull back out from under center in the shotgun. Williams, quick pitch.
Well,
Tell you what, they stood that defensive end, just never moved. You got to get that guy blocked.
Well, you'd like to see that defensive end get sucked in, go deep after the quarterback, and then you try to pitch that ball underneath. And he didn't bite. He didn't go deep. He stayed right in his spot. It was well played by Webb.
I think you're going to see us probably open this up just a little bit, get the ball in the hands of some other guys. Rosenberger, your lone tailback. Welch under center. Twins top of the field. Second down and 10. Right up the middle. Rosenberger breaks through. Nice move. Breaking free to the 30-yard line. 25 down to the 20. Nice play right up that A-gap by
Great
Cameron
run,
Rosenberger.
Eagles. Brought down by number 5, Jaleel Jefferson.
Got right behind Tyler Giles. What a great play and what a great move, about 20 yards, 15 yards down the field. Pick up about 46, you said, John? Jalen Greenwood in tailback, going to give Rosenberger a break after that great run.
He's going to need a break after that one.
Twins bottom of the field. Same play, Greenwood. Pick up maybe 1 or 2 off the left side. Ran right behind Hartsuff, number 54. Dietrich Pennington on that left side. Josiah Tinsley, your center.
Alan Bowden back in. Joseph Welch at quarterback. About 2nd and 6.
16 runs during that first half. Most success was right up the middle. Same play. Greenwood breaking through. Picks
Just
up
short of the first down. About a yard.
one ankle tackle away from a touchdown. Third down, probably a long one, maybe 2. On the 11-yard line, 9:22 to go in this third quarter. Webb 10, ECS 0.
You got 2 downs to get 1 yard. And with the success of the Eagles' running game tonight, you got to think there's going to be a first down.
Williams, the bottom of your screen. Bowden, fullback. Rosenberger back at tailback. Boy, nice blocking. Gets behind those guys. First down, rumbling down to the 3-yard line. Cameron Rosenberger. Boy, great patience, Britton.
What a great run. We talked about it in the first half.
You saw it.
The way that Cameron waits and lets the play develop, waits for some holes to open up, and then as soon as it opens, he big, strong runner, Great vision.
Well, we know what the halftime speech was. It was, guys, they can't stop us running the ball. That's what we're going to do. That's our bread and butter. 2 fullbacks. Allen Bowden, boy, nice penetration, but still Rosenberger probably
picked up a yard.
Yeah, great feet.
Should be down at the 2-yard line if it's a good spot.
Ran behind Preston Daniel there, that left up back. Normally a tight end, moved into a blocking back, kind of an H-back position. Alston Hill will relieve him into the game.
Great to get that first down.
Same formation, Lockhart, Bowden, those up backs. Once again, handoff to Rosenberger. On his feet. Did he get in? They're going to call him just short at the 1-yard line. Boy, great second effort.
Boy, I don't know about that spot.
Great second effort.
Can we get the instant replay on that spot?
Boy, that was a very generous spot to Webb. Felt like he reached over that unless he had a knee down that we couldn't see.
Well, the Eagles were only about 28% on third down conversions last year.
Same formation, Lockhart, Bowden, your H-backs. Big surge, Joseph Welch.
Touchdown
Eagles. Boy, nice second effort push.
We'll give that touchdown to the offensive line.
Britton, you can't draw that up any better. First possession, second half, we marched 80 yards.
Ate a lot of time off the clock.
A lot of time off the clock, just took it right down and pretty much ran it between the tackles. Never got outside. All inside, and most even inside that A-gap, almost between the guard and center.
Oh, they got a hand on that.
Karin misses the extra point.
Well, one of the Webb guys from the bottom of the screen got a hand on that. Again, Clayton, I think if you're at home, that's good. If these college uprights are narrower than the high school, maybe they're not. If somebody knows, you can text me.
Well, I'm like you. I thought that the guy would block it completely.
It gets a hand on it, so that's tough. 10-6. That may come back to be crucial later. Let's hope not. So 7:18 left in the third quarter. Great long drive, as has been said, all up the middle, really between the tackles, really between the guards. Great job on that offensive line. Opening some holes, creating some space. Eagles converted there on 2 third downs, I know, which was one of the things that really hurt the Eagles last year. Again, only 28% on third down conversions last year, so great to get 2 third down conversions right there at the end of that drive.
7:18 to go, third quarter. Karin to kick off. Right down to the 1-yard line, just like the opening kickoff of the game. Oh, great play.
Good coverage.
Wow, Agapos came in, number
Agapos.
35. Agapos came in like a missile.
Like a laser.
Took him off his feet. Agapos, inside linebacker, backup inside linebacker. Great special teams play. That'll get you on the field quickly, making plays like that. Nice to see him step up.
Well, the Eagle offense averaged 20 points a game last year. So with so many guys coming back and some new offensive threats, hopefully that's just the beginning of some great things to come.
All right, option to the right side.
Quarterback keep.
Ethan Saunders. A couple other guys making that tackle. Welch up from that safety position. Apperson, nice play by Saunders, staying at home. Second down and probably 7. Handoff off the right side, breaks containment. Boy, it takes 3 or 4 guys to bring him down.
That's the first successful outside run
Yeah.
that I've seen in a couple of drives, really several drives going back into the first half. Obviously, it's the first drive here.
You know, I think we weren't in bad position. He made a couple of moves. We've missed some tackles. Second half, we just can't miss any tackles. Can't give up the easy play and let him get some more yards after contact.
Well, starting with a 10-point deficit, climbing our way out of that hole.
Ball on the 36-yard line. Little reverse.
Well covered.
Well covered. Let's go, guys. Wrap up.
It was well covered. I'm not so sure there wasn't a clip, a block in the back.
We finally brought him down, but boy, we had him behind the line of scrimmage. Thought we might string it out, but he's got too much speed.
Well,
Couldn't quite keep up with him.
It was well covered by the defense. I guess that was a good block on Webb. Once that offensive guy engages, if he stays engaged and the defender turns, it's not a block in the back if he stays engaged. That must have been what happened.
2nd down and 2, ball on the 49-yard line. 44-yard line. Handoff right up the middle, trap. Tyler Giles, how about a hold? Giles had the play. The guy grabbed his jersey. We're a mile away, and I saw that. Peter Nern coming in from safety to help out and bring him down. That's going to be a loss of 1. 3rd down and 2, maybe 3.
4:54 left in the third quarter. 10 seconds on the play clock. Pass all the way.
Boy, nice play. He will
well
not get the
defended.
first
He's
down.
short of the first down.
Ethan Saunders, Jacob Epperson.
Great play, Jacob Epperson. About 1.5 yards short.
What a tackle. I mean, just locked
yard.
him up. That guy had full momentum going forward, stopped him in his tracks. Let's see what we got. They may bring in their heavy package. Nope. Webb's going to drop back and punt. What a great defensive stand.
I know what I would do. I'd try to draw him off sides.
Let's use some discipline we have here. 3:54 and some change. Nice punt. That's going to be returnable. Carson Gagnon, he'll fair catch that. Boy, had plenty of room. Too much room. Looks like maybe got caught up. Wasn't sure exactly where he was. But the good news is he came down with it, did not let that bounce. So we'll take over on about the 11 or 12-yard line.
Well, it's good he did catch that ball.
That's
if that
right.
ball had gone over his head, I think they would have
That's
gotten
right.
it a couple yards on the 2 or 3 yard line.
So we just need a repeat performance of that first drive with 3:44 to go in this third period of play. Your Eagles down 10-6. Still muggy out, no breeze. We're going to go Twins right, top of the field.
There is no movement in the flag.
Bowden and Rosenberger right up the middle once again. Big Tyler Giles pulling from that right guard. Going to pick up about 5 on the play.
Webb stuffed him with a 1 yard gain, and just that line, Cameron just pushed.
Well, I love Tyler Giles. I mean, the guy
Bowden.
just does every play. He's in there hustling. 2nd down and 5. Jacob Hatcher, your quarterback.
I played running back in high school. I would have liked to run behind this line.
Preston Daniel, tight end to the left. Bowden, your fullback. Rosenberger, tailback. Twins right. Oh, nice cut by Rosenberger. Still on his feet.
Made the first guy miss.
How about that? First down, Eagles.
Extra 5 yards.
I tell you what that's called, Britton. You can make moves like that and break tackles when you have tree trunks for legs.
Yeah.
And that's what he's got.
Big, strong.
Oh, man, one guy can't bring him down. So strong.
5'10", 185.
And 180 of that's in his legs. Great play call once again, right up the middle.
Reminds me of Bianca Batuka from Michigan back in the day.
Tim
Bianca Batuka.
Twins bottom of the field, up the middle once again. Nice little move. Matthew McMeans into the game. Nice change of scenery there. Little burst of speed, not as durable as Rosenberger, but certainly has an extra gear.
It'll be interesting if what Coach Rodriguez did in the first half, in that early drive, we drove basically the distance of the field. It was run, pass to Dawson.
Well, we know this. This is the second long drive their defenders have been on the field. They don't have as many players as we do, Britton, if you look across the field. So
that's right.
We're wearing them down. Same formation, Bowden your fullback. Nice block on the end. McMeans up the middle. Breaks a tackle.
First down,
Eagles. Nice push by McMeans. Fantastic. 1:38 to go in this third quarter.
Good run by Matthew McMeans. It looks like his helmet, chin strap broke. Had to come off. Fix that equipment.
John, I don't know officially, but it looks like most of those runs, we've gotten 5 yards every time. 5 yards a clip.
Tyler Giles out, Josh Hertzef in. For him, Tyler looked like he was limping on the way out.
Jalen Greenwood tailback behind Bowden. Once again, handoff. Breaks free, breaks open. Greenwood's running. He's running.
First down, Jalen.
Boy, one tackle away. First down off the right side. Their fastest guy. It was a foot race between he and Greenwood, 100-meter dash, and boy, he had just enough angle to bring him down.
He had enough angle. If they were man on man, I got to give it to Jalen. But Elijah Howard has great speed. Coach Rodriguez said they had several guys as fast as Jalen, which tells you something.
Boy, once again, off tackle. Feet got hung up just a little bit. Pick up of around 3.
Tackled on the play by Grissom Anderson.
Well, the Eagles may not pass again tonight if they can't stop the run. If Webb doesn't stop the run, that may be it for the passing game.
You're right. Nice to see Hudson Steele in on that right side. Rosenberger got a nice push behind him.
Josh Crowell
and
out.
Yep, Cody Ashmore on the right side. We're going 2 tight end. Bowden your fullback, Rosenberger tailback. Off tackle, little stretch. Breaks a tackle. Still breaks a tackle.
Great block by Dawson.
Down to the 29-yard line. First down, Eagles. Great second, third, and fourth effort by Rosenberger.
Dawson Williams manned up down the field against one of their best players, one of their fastest guys. We got an extra at least 4 or 5 yards because of Dawson's downfield block, which, again, he did that in the practice game. That shows great character to have a receiver, the leading receiver on the team last year, no doubt going to be a leading receiver if he stays healthy again this year. So to have him blocking like that downfield, we've seen it several times tonight. We saw it in the practice game, once in the practice game to lead to a touchdown. And you got to love that character.
Love it. All right, we're entering the fourth quarter. If you're at home, get the hands in the air, get that 4 fingers up. Let's go Eagles. Let's cheer them on. Marching down the field, we need a big score here to take the lead.
It's a good crowd, good contingency of Eagle fans here.
Thank you to our sponsors here that have traveled with us on the YouTube. Bank 3, thanks again. Thank you to Benny James for also being with us once again this year. Pediatric Dental Group and Orthodontics. Wilkins and Stiles Law Firm. We'd love for you to join us and become a sponsor as well. Just today, Ortho Memphis joined us, so glad to have them on board as well. Contact Cindy Garrison, cgarrison@ecseagles.com.
Well, these sponsors pay for all the equipment that we use to go on the road. We had to buy some new equipment this year, new computer, the new format, thanks to you, Clayton, on YouTube. Thanks to Alex Tartera for tirelessly working on this effort with you.
Boy, Jalen Greenwood right up the middle. Nice speed. Woo! Nice play. Evan Lockhart at fullback getting him a nice block. Picks up about 15 yards on that play. Tried to hurdle the last guy. May have taken a helmet to the thigh or maybe the knee. He'll be fine. Just a little bit shaken. They want to put a little ice on that after the game, but he kind of runs that off. Maybe took a little
you got a
little stinger, maybe.
Yeah, dragging that right arm. Boy, I know what that feels like, and it does not feel good.
Boy, nice burst of speed. We'll keep an eye on him.
If Jalen has a stinger, that'll be it for him tonight, I bet.
Rosenberger pushes the pile. He'll pick up probably 3.
Not much running room.
Down to the 9-yard line. Maybe they'll call it spotted at the 10. 11:27 to go.
Well, thanks to our sponsors again, because it does cost to do this. We have help, we have support, and I said thanks to Alex Tartera. Phenomenal job. Spencer Tartera as well. Alex has done a great job just for the school this year with the exciting new implementation of the iPads at the upper school and middle school. Thanks to Alex and Tim Harrison.
Boy, nice play by Evan Lockhart. Nice block on that defensive end. Pick up another 3 yards.
Crucial third down, about 3rd and 3 or 4.
Looks like we're going to bring in our heavy package. Dietrich Pennington, number 77, will enter the game. Alan Bowden once again enters.
Dietrich is 6'5", 305. It would be great to run behind an offensive lineman like that.
Paul Ellis, Hudson Steele, Josiah Tinsley, Josh Hartsuff, and Dietrich Pennington. Austin Hill, your tight end, split twins right, bottom of your field. Handoff once again, Rosenberger, nice push. Looks like he'll be right at the first down.
Maybe a tad short.
Boy, I'd love to get a better spot.
Generous spots have not been part of the game.
Not tonight.
For the Eagles tonight.
Not tonight. 4th down. Not even 1, I don't think. We're going to see what happens here. They're going to probably bring their blitz. Welch back in the game, possibly a quarterback sneak again. Don't need much. Get right behind Tinsley there. See if we can't get a first down. There we go.
That's
sneak.
all he needs right there.
That's right. Nice job.
That's
first
a first down.
First down, Eagles.
That's a first
I
down
can see
or
that
something's
from up
going
here.
on.
Shouldn't even bring the chains out.
No, that's a first down.
First down, Eagles. 9:29 to go. Knocking on the door. Let's hold on to the ball. Dawson Williams bringing the play in.
4 plays to cover 3 yards.
Nice push by Joseph Welch. We're going to keep Welch in the game down here close to the goal line. Matthew McMean's going to be your tailback.
Trying to hurry up and get set. Timeout. Webb. Timeout ECS.
That's I love that call.
Coach Rodriguez running down the field to get the timeout in. But it's great to be at practice last week. Watch Coach Rodriguez run practice. How organized and how he's broken down the whole practice scheme. It's down to the minute. These days they have a clock and a buzzer that goes off, and it's amazing really to watch. Yeah.
We overall came out healthy, I guess, and got a lot of guys in, which you wanted. That was the purpose, right?
Yeah, that was really the purpose. We want to see what each kid could do and have a final evaluation before we get ready for the Webb School of Knoxville. So I was really pleased with how our guys competed, their attitude and the effort, how we flew around on defense.
Yeah. Congratulations. We'll see you in Nashville next weekend.
Can't wait. Look forward to it.
Hopefully after this game we'll have a victory and be able to make our way down and talk to Coach Rod after the game and some players as well. We'd love to have a happy locker room. We've got 3 yards to go to punch it in. We're heading south. McMeans, not much going there.
Boy, Webb did a nice job closing up the inside hole.
Greenwood, nice to see him back in the game.
Well, that's great. That's a great sign. Jalen's back so quickly.
Second down and goal. Right on the 3-yard line. Left hash.
Be nice to see Jalen run wide to the right.
Boy, break in there. Get in. Almost. One shoestring away from getting in. He'll get down to probably the 1-yard line. 3rd down and 1. Nice play by Greenwood.
They're down 1.5 yards.
Got behind Pennington and Hartsuff off that left side. Nice game tonight by Josiah Tinsley, his first year at center, taking over from Josh Overton last year. Williams split the bottom of the screen. Boy, they've got about 10 in the box.
Blitz from the outside.
Wow. I mean, they literally had 10 guys at the line of scrimmage. 1 guy on Dawson, that was it.
Well, the same plays that have worked to get all the way down the field. The problem is when you compress the field,
that's right,
the pass is really no longer a threat.
That's right.
So yeah, it's not as hard to shut the run. I think what we'll probably have to see is some kind of a sweep, give Jalen some room to run, especially being on that hash. You'd like to see take advantage of the wide field.
We got to get their defensive ends blocked. Those guys are really, really good. And then that'll give us a chance on the outside. We got some good receiving blocks from Dawson Williams. Good call. I figured we might get a timeout, make sure we had the right play. Field goal, Britton doesn't do us any good. I'd like to have had that extra point back.
Yeah, the last extra point got blocked, just got a hand on it.
Then we probably would be looking at a field goal here, I would think.
Well, we had the missed field goal just a little bit wide early as well. But we talk about the special teams being so important, and it really is. It can make a huge difference in a game.
What do you call here, guys?
Play action, pass to Dawson.
One thing I've seen them run in this situation is to get Bowden out in the flat from the fullback, acting like he's going to load that end. And right when he gets on him, comes off of him and hits the flats. We'll see if that's kind of what we've got drawn up. I'd love to have an extra outlet. Being Dawson, we're going to go twins right. Epperson, Dawson, the bottom of your screen. Greenwood, your tailback. Bowden, your fullback. He break through. Touchdown
Eagles!
Joseph Welch, what a great play. There is a senior quarterback for you, ladies and gentlemen, right there. Jacob Epperson, number 17, slipped in, held his ground. They were crawling at Welch's feet. He gets the throw.
Great poise.
What a play.
2 big Webb guys closing in on him. Great poise to get it through there. Great catch.
I thought, man, those guys, they were on him in no time, but he had just enough scrambling ability to take his time, drifted back. Nice play.
The extra point here makes a field goal be a tie, so that extra point is good.
Up and good. 13-10. Your Eagles just took the lead with 6:51 to go in the fourth quarter. That's a huge play.
Great snap, hold, and catch on kick on the extra point.
Well, nice to see. Like we said, other guys are going to have to take over some of these plays. There definitely would be keying on Williams, so nice to see Epperson. They certainly were all over Williams on that play. All right. Defense is going to need to come out and shut them down. 6:51 to go.
If they've watched any film, they're going to be on Dawson.
That's right.
Any film.
That's right. Well, we know we can run the ball and run the clock out. Let's just give our offense a chance. Is that the second half, John? 20 runs the second half, most inside the tackle, 1 jet sweep. It's been our bread and butter most of the game, but definitely this second half. Great coaching by the staff to notice that area of a weakness. Karn with the kick. This will go right well into the end zone. Not even give him a chance to bring it back. Nice kick by Chandler. That'll bring the ball back out to the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for Webb.
Out of the 4 victories last year, the Eagles had 3 of the 4 games. Cameron had over 100 yards. And the other game when he had over 100 yards, the Eagles lost, if you remember, by St. George's with just 2 minutes left by 7. So Cameron putting up 100 yards had led last year to 3 out of the 4 victories that we had. Dawson had 3 games last year over 100
There's
yards.
your jet sweep once again.
Well defended.
Boy, nice play. Nice play. We just kept stringing it out. He picked up about 3, but we'll take 3 over 13. Saunders making his way, fighting through some blocks to run him down. It's like we got a little cramping on the field. It looks like, I can't tell if that's Ashmore or Hartsuff.
But it's still 81 degrees in Nashville, and it feels like 87, so the humidity's gone up a little bit.
Just not as much relief as we were expecting tonight. We were even expecting some rain. 6:35 to go in the 4th quarter. Cody Ashmore walking off, just a little cramped. I'm surprised not more than one has been in that situation tonight with as warm as it is.
Cody Ashmore, 6'1", 220.
He's played a lot of ball tonight. Offensive tackle, defensive tackle. Has not been off the field very much. 2nd down and probably 8. They're calling it 6. It's a long 6 at that. Boy, nice play. Just a big back. That's going to be right at the 1st down marker. Elijah Howard.
I think that spot is a 1st down, yeah.
Elijah's a sophomore. He's going to be around for a while. Fantastic ball player. A lot of speed.
Just under 6 minutes, 5:55 left in the game. Great to get a stop here and then run out the clock. First and 10 from the 31.
Little motion looked like almost a little movement in the backfield. Boy, nice play. Way to stack him up, D. Josh Hartsuff, number 54. Ethan Saunders.
Maybe a half a yard.
Nice play by Saunders coming up from that middle linebacker position. Hartsuff at nose guard.
Actually, about a yard and a half, maybe 2.
They'll call it 2. We'll look at 2nd down and 8.
It's a long 8.
Big play right here. Let's go, Eagles. Step up. Austin Hill, top of your screen at that outside linebacker position. Pass. Oh, pick
Good
that
pressure.
up. Epperson coming up. He's going to pick up several, but not a first down.
3rd and 3, maybe 3rd and 4. Great pressure.
Boy, Josh Kroll coming in, number 90, with that pressure. Just almost a
Floater.
It was a floater, almost a pick. Boy, we needed that, didn't we?
Couldn't quite get there. But good defense, good quick response, great pressure in the backfield.
Man, what an exciting game. 3rd down and 3. Look for a little misdirection in the backfield, I'm sure. I'm looking run all the way. Let's bring some pressure. Oh, he will not get it. Boy,
No,
what a play. He maybe lost a yard.
I think they gave him the line of scrimmage.
4th down and 3. I'm sure they'll need to call a timeout here. Tell you what, I feel like this is like game 5. I mean, this is fantastic. Fantastic football. There we go. Timeout by Webb. They're going to think this over. They weren't expecting that one to get shut down. Calling out our cheer squad that joined us today in Nashville. Nice to have them here.
We need to get a list.
We do.
Somebody give me a list of the cheerleaders. We don't have a list of the cheerleaders.
We will have that for next week.
That next week.
We'll have that for next week.
I'm very sorry. We're both parents of cheerleaders. Not very well done on our part.
We will just, since they're not watching this, we'll just tell them that we mentioned it. But next week we'll have those names. We haven't gotten a preseason booklet of all the teams, which we had last year.
The program is not out yet.
That's going to definitely help us. Let's go. Eagle fans are on their feet. Big Dietrich Pennington getting them up. I tell you what, time and again, I look on the field, I see 57, Tyler Giles out there once again. The guy didn't come off. Great game tonight. Kroll and Hartsuff also in. Jet sweep around the side. He will not get it.
No
he
good.
does not get it.
Eagle ball.
Eagles football. They are denied. Boy, we are fired up now. 3:49 to go in the 4th quarter. They've run that play probably 6 or 7 times tonight. Gained at least 4 or 5 every time except then. No doubt going to bring our heavy package in. I see Dietrich Pennington, Paul Ellis.
Well, we've got to run 3:49 off the clock, 13-10, so close game. Yeah, that goal line stand that they made really shut down the run for the first time all half.
That's right. We're going to got Joseph Welch, Alan Bowden getting on late at fullback. We're going to timeout here.
Wow, that was generous. Watching from here, I wasn't sure Coach got the timeout, but he did. He got it in.
Bowden was, here's what was going on. Looks like he was getting some tending to by the trainer. David Dabbs was working on him and just couldn't get him taped up. It looks like he got a pretty good burn on him from the carpet, so we're trying to get a little bleeding stopped up, and so he just couldn't quite get on the field. Tell you what, we'd love to have you here on our live stream.
Well, Ortho Memphis, speaking of getting them cleaned up, banged up, great job by our Ortho Memphis team. Glad to have them on board.
That's right. Contact Cindy Garrison. We'd love to have you also. Still 3:49 to go. We had a timeout there. Looks like we've got one more left. Actually, we don't. We're out of timeouts. Webb has 2. 3:49 to go. Lockhart at fullback. Rosenberger, your tailback. Same play right up the middle. Boy, he's wrapping that ball up. He's going to gain
first down.
10 yards, 11, 12, 15 yards. Cameron Rosenberger, boy, that interior line, Britton, is worn down for Webb.
The Eagles are fired up.
Excuse me, that was number 20, Matthew McMeans.
Great run, Matthew.
Matthew McMeans, my apologies. Great run, McMeans. He'll stay in the game. Lockhart still in at fullback. Well, we've gotten great fullback play tonight by Bowden and Lockhart. Going to bring that play clock, the game clock all the way down. Little stunt, McMeans. He's still in a game about 3 yards. About to go under 3 minutes. Like I said, Webb still has 2 timeouts.
Clayton, I have from the website, technology is a beautiful thing. I have the cheerleaders.
Let's hear them.
Thanks to the coaches, Melissa Amons, Lisa Bowden, and Ashley Colley, all teachers at ECS. Cheerleaders for this year, varsity, Tierra Allen, Kerrigan Childress, Claire Colley, Savannah Coombs, Lane Dawson, Mia Floriani, Gabby Genero, Holly Huffman, Taylor Huffman, and I'll give you the rest in just a minute.
Williams and Epperson. Epperson top of the screen. Big Tyler Giles. McMeans tucked it in, didn't quite get behind Giles. He'll gain probably a yard or 2. That'll bring up 3rd down. Clock still running. Looks like Webb's going to get a timeout.
Timeout,
okay, Webb got a timeout.
2:19 left. Taylor Huffman, Ashlyn Kimler, Celie Ozier, Elizabeth Perkins, Mary Virginia Rowland, Reagan Shackelford, Lauren Stevens, Evelyn Vanderswag, and Addison Whitehorn. Appreciate all of the work the cheerleaders do. So third down and 5.
3rd and 5. I would love to see a first down. I really don't want to kick a field goal.
Not after having an extra point tip.
Yeah, and then
missed one.
And then only being up by 6, we just give them the opportunity to march down the field. They're certainly explosive, too explosive to be comfortable with giving them the ball back with.
I don't think you go for a field goal because, as you just said, at that point a touchdown still beats you.
That's right. 3rd down, 5. Welch at center. Boy, didn't quite get it.
Webb using their last timeout. 2:10.
It's like Greenwood.
Left.
Greenwood about to go back in the game. I don't see Rosenberger. Timeout, Webb. That'll be their final timeout. So we've at least knocked their timeouts out.
Well, with some great skilled players that they have, in particular the 3 guys they have with a lot of speed. We've seen a lot already tonight from Elijah Howard and Jalil Jefferson in particular, but you don't want to give them 2 minutes, even if they have to go the length of the field.
Yeah, it's just too much time. I'm not comfortable with that. Jalen Greenwood shaking in at tailback. Joseph Welch, senior quarterback. Joseph's played a great game, as has Jacob Hatcher. Welch is who you want in here with a little over 2 minutes to go. All right, let's see what we got called up. They're going to bring some pressure, no doubt about it. Probably handoff to Greenwood. Right up the middle.
Down,
fumble.
Recovered by Webb. It's going to take a little time off the clock. Boy, got the first down, got hit. The ball pops out. First down,
Yep,
Webb.
Webb will recover. Well, 2-minute drill. It's going to be exciting. Don't throw the confetti quite yet. But we had that first down. Just that's football.
Got hit hard.
That's football. Yeah, I mean, just boy, he smelled the end zone and just you lose that wrap up just a little bit. He had a great run though, fantastic. Broke through. Wasn't much there, but so what he got was fantastic. Defense has held us all night. They're going to have to throw the ball. I don't know if they'll do it on the 6-yard line, but they're going to.
I wouldn't be surprised if they go with some quick outs to try to get the ball in the hands of their skilled guys.
No timeouts.
Those guys can then hit the sideline too. A lot of motion.
There they go. He's going deep. He's going deep. Stay with him, Gagnon. Stay with him, Gagnon. Go get the ball. Gagnon, interception. Interception, Gagnon.
Eagles.
Carson Gagnon will not be denied. Not the second time tonight.
First down, Eagles.
Boy, that was so nice. He got his head around just at the last minute.
What a great
Picked
play.
it off. You don't draw it up any better than that. Nice discipline by Gagnon. I think we all knew the ball was going there. Just a matter of making a play.
Took just a little bit too long to develop.
Yeah, ball was just in the air too much.
And great job, Gagnon.
Fantastic. Gagnon's a junior.
He led the team in tackles last year.
It says 5'10", 158. I don't believe that. He's at least 6'1".
He led the team in tackles last year as a sophomore.
Yep.
With almost 40 tackles, 39 and a half tackles. Oh, it was a flag. Sideline warning against ECS with 1:55 left. Good job.
Boy, I tell you what, I would have probably gotten several of those. I'm trying to run the play on. I mean, we got 1:55. We're in this position.
1:55 left. I'm just frankly shocked at the official.
Oh, yeah,
honestly.
yeah. Take a knee.
Webb's out of timeouts. Both teams out of timeouts. Get interview? You can, or you can see if he wants to. You want to do it? You can, whatever you want to do. You gonna do it for next week? I mean, we're not gonna do it for tonight. So right? Or you want to go do it live? Oh, well. I would just stay here. Stay here.
Second down, 1 minute and 1 second to go. Just crossed the mark. We're counting it down. Your Eagles up 13-10. Fought and scratched. Came out, won this second half. Welch, your quarterback, we're in that victory formation. We'll get one more knee. That's going to be it. That's going to be under 40 seconds. Your Eagles come to Nashville, Tennessee on the campus of Vanderbilt University.
The underdog.
And are taking
Webb.
home a W tonight. If you're at home, get off your couch.
Outscored Webb 13-0 in the second half. Great character, great poise, 100% effort by the Eagles.
I love it. I love it. Britton, I didn't know tonight coming in. I knew we could play with them. I just thought it might be the second or third game of the year that we needed to play with them, not the first. But as we can see, we came ready to play. Coach Rod had the guys ready to play tonight.
Well, great confidence booster. You learned several things tonight about your team that we just didn't know. One, clearly Eagles can run. Also, still have what we also haven't shown on film, that for our competitors, we didn't put a lot of passing plays in tonight, obviously because the run was working so well. Being able to run on that being able to run like that on teams is going to be able to shut down those three skilled guys that Coach Rodriguez is really worried about, because you can eat up the clock.
That's it. Britton, I'm the bow out of here, get down and get some post-game interviews. I enjoyed it. Great night. Thanks you for joining us at home. Thank you to our sponsors. Once again, I'll let you kind of get us out of here. Good night, everybody.
Thanks, Clayton. Again, thanks to our sponsors, Pediatric Dental Group, Clayton Floriani, part of the Pediatric Dental Group. Bank 3, appreciate Scott House, their support. Benny James, Darren Wilkes, HVAC, Plumbing. Thank you to Styles. Also, Ortho Memphis coming on board tonight. Appreciate you as well. Great win for the Eagles. Great job, Eagle family, traveling to Knoxville. Thank you again to all of our sponsors. Thank you to Nathan Marock, Chris Corcoran. Appreciate your help. Spencer Tartera as well. And thanks, Alex, for your work that you do for the school. So, great job. Thanks, everyone. Have a great week. We'll see you next Friday night.